Oh, this is a bright and early Thursday morning, and it would be somewhere like the 18th or so January 2018. I'm here in the early morning, just a little after 6, to give a brief preview of how corrupt and negative my own brothers and sisters have become. Now, last week I went to the town, last Monday, to the town, see one of my brother who's a member of the current administration that is running the country that calls it Corporation St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But I'm European and the real name for the island is Uromi. I'm the indigenous descent from the indigenous Moors. So that's the true identity of the ancestors from here. They are no such thing as Garifuna and Kalinago. And upon breaking records to this member of the current administration who's in power right now, I'm telling this brother a little bit of his history, and he's questioning my history and my records. But upon questioning his history and where his knowledge came from, you could see it's just a recent story he attached. Because I'm telling him the Moors rule Spain, Morocco, Europe, and the Atlantic island, which is referred to as the Caribbean island, for since long before 711, which ranged over 1,000 years. That's just accurate, question I'm putting to him. That's the more accuracy. Because over 711 is over 1,000 years. And it's more than 50 to 60,000 to 100,000 years before that. But I'm just giving him a preview of recent times, which would be 711 and back, which would run it over 1,000 years. And his 18 something, which is just over 100 and something years of the French so-called rewrite of history after colonizing this land in 1719. Yeah? And creating the fake corporation called St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which a general in the army was named Vincent. And so they add the ST and call it St. Vincent. Okay? And they're the ones, when they colonize a place, don't expect them to give you a true history and tell you who you are. They will keep you displaced and disorganized, ignorant and passive. So they would also make up a story. So that's where the name Kalinago and Garifuna came from. Garifuna came from the French and Kalinago came from the British. Now, these two people had long battled after the French colonized this place. Minor little dispute, but eventually they come into agreement and then the French give it up to the British. But the French are the first one to establish the colony. Now, I'm explaining to this brother about his true history and identity. The brother still telling me about, no, he did his research and there is the Kalinago and the Garifuna. Now, if the Garifuna and the Kalinago has just been a recent history that has just been reintroduced, which would be made up by the French, it proves that it's not accurate and therefore it is just a bunch of lies. So why keep the people ignorant and passive? Why not let the students and the history teachers teach the truth and the curriculum in school? Why have them teaching lies to the people and keep writing all these false books, keeping the people ignorant and passive? Now, if you want your ancestors to come into the light and be enlightened, you have to start opening up the truth to them. You cannot sit back and lie in every minute. Now, the oppressors did it, and they done a very good job by keeping the people ignorant. You know what I mean? And deceived. You know what I mean? You now are continuing it as a brother. You're a melanated person just like me. You're in power in the House of Parliament that currently running the government system that is in power right now and this current administration called Labour Party, which is ruling on the island politics system right now. Okay? And you have been keeping the people in them down and fooled with your lies and illusion that was set up by the same Europeans. You're still keeping it in process. And you haven't been changing it or trying to even let the people them know the truth. And to see the levels how far you go to keep the people them down. It shocks me and stuns me Because many times we had conversation and I thought you were a upful person. And my visit to you was just to introduce you that I'm in the country for a little while and I have the hemp wine which you like and the body cleanser to keep your body healthy and clean. Because I know you like using herbs. But you only want to teach good for yourself, but you don't want good for the others. Now, I'm sorry, brother. I have to put this out on YouTube. I am stunned at your action and your level of how far you're trying to keep the people in them down. And being a melanated person just like me, you should be trying to enlighten them, take lies and illusion from the mind and setting them free. You know, bringing them out into the light. But you're trying to keep them ignorant and passive, just like the white processors that create this illusion and this fake corporation. Okay? Back again, yesterday, I had a call to the WeFM to try and book an interview to express the truth about our history and the truth that has been long suppressed by the oppressors. And upon the guy who is controlling the radio station and his speech about he cannot allow me to come there to introduce the people them about something different from what they learn, because it will be contradicting. I said, it's not contradicting. I say, when you don't know the truth, isn't it good to express something that you don't know? Isn't it good to teach something new to someone, because everybody don't know it all and we both can learn from each other? So why be ignorant as to try to keep the truth down from the people them knowing the true history? Why not open the truth to them? Oh, it's going to be bad for his radio station and he will be cut off the air and he can't jeopardize his radio station. Now look at the levels of these people doing just to keep the people down and not making the people them know the truth. Look at how far these people are going. You know, he's talking about how his radio station could be shutting off the air if he only talks the truth, so the people in power would actually keep him from broadcasting the true message from the people them learning about the true identity and who they truly are. So this is the levels of how this thing is controlled within the system, how the government system actually run to keep the people them ignorant and passive, you know, and stop the truth from reaching the people. It stunned me of how high this thing is reached. Now within the media system, they control it how it runs, from the radio station to the public news that comes on the TV, how much you can print and press out and what type of news they want to go out. And when you're talking the truth and gonna make people conscious and aware of this illegal crooked corporation that makes people slave still today, because slavery never abolished, that is calling the self-government and the system and how it really is and what it does to keep the people suppressed and how it's designed to rob and exploit its common people. It's being offended by even the common man who's in a little bit of power within the radio sector or the news, how they're reluctant to keep the system rolling and keep you down. And it stunned me of how wicked and corrupt it is, because I'm only trying to send a message and enlighten my brothers and sisters about the past and the history so that they could come out of the darkness that they're in right now and be free up. Free like I'm free, you know, because I showed the brother my indigenous declaration and the rights of indigenous people and how I've been violated by this current administration right now with its magistrate called Bochum Pumpy, who's violated my indigenous right, who thinks he can make up laws as go, and the crooked police system that is existing right here. And, you know, I'm currently seeking higher help and going to the measures and the levels that I need to go to currently charge back this administration for the indigenous violation that they brought onto me, you know, and violating my sovereignty rights. And within explaining and showing this brother